Alright, this matchup is being held under traditional Grand Warrior rules, meaning it's best 2 out of 3 falls with no disqualification. Meaning you gotta beat your opponent not once, but twice. And with a no disqualification rule sprinkled on top of that, this is gonna make this match a lot more interesting. Alright, now Matt Riot is taking control of this exchange. Nice wrist lock here. And now Riot doing the methodical pace kind of style right now. And that looked like it really hurt Shooter. Alright, now when it comes to the keys of victory, Riot has got to avoid that super kick of Mark the Sharpshooter Roberts, along with that devastating sharpshooter. And Shooter has got to keep Matt Riot grounded and try to avoid the aerial tactics of one Matt Riot. Now, for those of you that have seen a Matt Riot match before, he's been known to fly once or twice. So he's got to work on those legs, which will make it very helpful once he locks in that sharpshooter. Both of these men have taken very different paths when it comes to opponents to get to this point. Both men sizing each other up. Looks like Shooter's arm is really hurting him. I don't know how devastating that arm lock is that Shooter's applying with the... Whoa, nice counter there by Shooter. Nice counter there by Riot. Is Shooter gonna counter? Yes, he does. Oh, almost lost his footing. Found his balance and managed to hit a devastating drop toe hold. And speaking of devastating, I don't know what Shooter... Oh, looks like he's gonna hit that sharpshooter. There we go, he's got to turn him around. Is he going to turn him around? No! Riot wisely fights out of it, and now he's out in the ring to regroup. Now, like I said, both Warriors have taken 2 different paths to get to this point. Riot has defeated Ray Knight, another former Grand Warrior, in fact, a Triple Crown winner. And he also defeated a 2-time South Texas champion and another former champion in other places in Autumn. While Shooter, on the other hand, has defeated DDS Dominic Dallastar and another fantastic athlete in Juicy Danny Ramones. Tough challenges by both Riot and Shooter, but both of them have shown that they're deserving of this final matchup. But only one will prove that they have just that little bit more to become the Grand Warrior. Now, the previous Grand Warrior in the amazing Danny Chance relinquished the Grand Warrior title in order to enter the tournament. And just when it looked like he was going to defeat Danny Ramones and be one step closer to regaining his title, along comes the theme music of, ironically, Matt Riot. Of course, Ramones took advantage of that, and thus Ramones ended up in the semifinals. Thus, Danny Chance ended up not advancing in the tournament, and here we are with the brand new Grand Warrior about to be crowned. Whether it be Matt Riot or Shooter, we're about to find out. Whoa, nice counter there by Riot, and now Riot still working on that arm. Now, when it comes to who wants it more, this is going to be a tough one. I mean, it's really hard to pick a winner in general. I mean, Shooter has a great following right now, as you see Matt Riot working on the left arm of the Shooter. Now, it's no doubt that the fans really want Shooter to win this matchup, but if this matchup was based on fan reaction alone, then Shooter would already be a Grand Warrior. But of course, Riot could care less about what the people think. He only cares about what he thinks. And what he thinks is that he has what it takes to be the new Grand Warrior. And now Shooter fighting off right here. Let's see what Shooter has in mind. Ducking that clothesline. And a tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Executed beautifully by the Shooter. Clothesline, and out goes the man they call Riot. Here we go. I don't know what Shooter's got in mind here. Oh, nice plancha by the shooter. Now, like I said, in terms of who wants it more, I mean, it's really hard to tell. I mean, first, you got Shooter. You have a man who's held the Grand Warrior numerous times. And in fact, a little funny story regarding that. As you see Shooter guarding up for a chop. Oh! Ric Flair would be very proud. As I was saying, little funny story about... this could be the first fall of the match? Oh, no. Close. But no. Again, funny story. Shooter has gone on record saying that he's won the title 4 times. Well, if you look at the NWA Wrestling Revolution record books, there's only 3 official markings of the Grand Warrior title reigns of one Mark the Sharpshooter Roberts. Now the 4th one, and as I was saying that, Matt Riot paying homage to both Michael Elgin and Roderick Strong with that stalling suplex backbreaker. Oh, followed by a devastating kick to the side of the head. As I was saying, there's only been 3 official title reigns in the record books for Shooter in terms of the Grand Warrior title. The 4th one was taken out of the record books due to then General Manager Mondo Money, due to a technicality. However, there are photos of Shooter winning that 4th Grand Warrior title, and even though technically it's not counted as a 4th title reign, Shooter, along with other fans that were there that night, still claim that Shooter is a 4-time Grand Warrior. And he's sticking by that claim, and he's sticking that he's going to make this one Grand Warrior title reign number 5. So whether you think Shooter's a 3-time or a 4-time Grand Warrior, doesn't really matter. What does matter is that Shooter has in his heart of hearts to be a Grand Warrior once again. Oh, nice spin wheel kick there by Matt Riot. Riot has got to take advantage here. And he takes advantage by wrenching those arms. Not just the left one, but now he's working on that right one. Now when it comes to Matt Riot is also a former Grand Warrior in his own right. However, not many people remember this reign because, for one, the only reason why he won that title was because he had assistance in the form of Cat Green. And 2, he only held that Grand Warrior title for about a month or so when he lost it to... talking about tearing that arm off the socket. Like I said, Riot only held the Grand Warrior title for about a month or so until losing it to Eric Shadows in a ladder match. So, despite Riot being a former Grand Warrior, it was only for a very, very brief time. So with that, in my opinion, I think Riot has a lot more to prove when it comes to winning the Grand Warrior title again. Because he wants to make this next Grand Warrior title reign even better than his previous one. And a lot more memorable. And now you see Riot working on the leg, the left leg to be exact, of one Mark the Sharpshooter Roberts. Now here's where a lot of people would think that Riot is going at this the wrong way. I mean, he already has worked on a body part already, and there you see a big suplex. Now as you see, Riot has already worked on the left left arm, and there you see working on that arm once again. Now, him working on the leg again would be seen as maybe kind of sloppy, but if you really think about it, one injured limb is bad enough. But if you got another injured limb or 2, that would make it that much easier. Oh, there you see once again Riot working on that left leg of Shooter. Having more than one injured limb would make it that much easier for Riot to take advantage and to win the matchup. And especially since this is a best 2 out of 3 falls match, that would make it work even better in Riot's favor. Alright, so far this is the very first fall of the match. No one has gotten that first fall yet. And now Shooter reversing, looks like going for a Dragon Sleeper. But no, Riot reversing Oh! I guess Riot was going for a suplex, but Shooter reversed it. Oh! Big boot to the face. Here we go, Riot. Good. Oh! Taken down by a super kick. A Shooter super kick, if you will. Here we go. This is going to be the first fall, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. Alright, here we go. The second fall has begun. And sorry, I had to make sure, I had to check with Blackwell, because I could have sworn in that first fall that it was a 3 count, thus giving Shooter the first fall, but unfortunately for you Shooter fans, it was only a 2 count. And there you see Riot locking in a variation of the Horns of Ares. I guess you can call it the Horns of Riot. I don't know. We'll let Riot name that one, but be that as it may, it's a very devastating submission hold being executed here by Riot, and we got a cover, we got a 1, we got a 2, and no! Now Shooter has got to dig deep down, even deeper, if he wants to stand a chance of winning this matchup. And oh! Once again, Riot working on more than one body part of Shooter, because Riot only needs one more win in order to win that Grand Warrior title. That's why in a best 2 out of 3 falls, it's important to gain that first fall, because when you get that first fall, you gain the advantage. You have that psychological advantage. And now Riot working on Shooter in the corner. Oh, Shooter trying to fight back. Oh, now a boot to the face. First we got an elbow, now we got a boot. Oh, try to go for a crossbody, but Riot showing some strength here. Here we go, looking to go for another GTS. Oh! He decided to pay homage to Cedric Alexander. Well, that homage didn't really pay off as much because Shooter ended up going to the outside. Here we go now. Shooter is trying to scratch, trying to claw, and now looks like Riot gonna go for some aerial maneuver. No! Little fake out there, but now Shooter is trying to bring Riot to the floor. No, Riot fights back. Oh! Hitting an Asai moonsault that the Ultimo Dragon would be very, very impressed. Ooh! Devastating kick to the face there by Riot. For the majority of this matchup, this has been Matt Riot's matchup. There you see not one, but two kicks to the chest of Shooter, followed by a slap. Riot is showing his confidence, or cockiness. Oh! And now Shooter is fighting back with some fists, making Matt Riot kind of loopy right now. All right, here we go. This is Shooter's opportunity. He's got to take advantage for all that he's got. But I don't know how much more that he can take. Being sent to the ring post. Oh! Riot is just punishing Mark the Sharpshooter Roberts. I don't know how much more that Shooter can take. Honestly, this is Matt Riot's matchup right here. If all Riot's got to do is hit that one big maneuver, and it's going to be over. But Shooter, being the valiant warrior that he is not going to give up without a huge fight. And now both men trading back and forths. It looks like Shooter is going to suplex Riot out of the ring. But once again, Shooter doesn't have that strength he has. But oh! Shooter being sent hard to the apron. And that apron is the hardest part of any wrestling ring. And obviously that did not do Shooter any favors. So Shooter being sent back. Whoa! Running, standing shooting star. We got a one, we got a two. Oh! Once again, so close, but Shooter manages to kick out. Now, I've said this before in the Riot Autumn matchup. Riot has got to be careful. He can't let his emotions get the best of him, because with an experienced worker like Shooter, that will end up costing him. And now Riot thinking something else. Perhaps thinking maybe a shooting star press off the top rope. No, a shooting star press off the canvas didn't do him any good. Let's see. Oh, let's see if that will do it. Here we go. Well, 1, 2, 3. Wait. Was that a 3? Was that a 3? Hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it turns out that it was a 2 count. Well, not just me, but as you saw, General Manager James Dante had to confirm whether or not that was a 3 count. Because I heard a 3 count. I definitely heard one, but apparently Shooter kicked out at the very, very, very last second. And now Riot, rightfully so, being frustrated. Like I said, Riot can't let his emotions get the best of him, because if he does, Shooter will capitalize, and we will see a brand new Grand Warrior in Shooter instead of Riot. And there you see Shooter trying to fight back for all he's got. Shooter fighting on fumes at this point. Now you can't discredit any of these two warriors, be either Riot or Shooter. Both of these men are showing why they deserve the Grand Warrior title. So no matter who wins tonight, both of them will be deserving of that title. Look at that clothesline. Oh, with a clothesline of his own, courtesy of Shooter, followed by a crossbody. And now Shooter is shooting back. Here we go. What's Shooter thinking? Oh, vintage. Mark the Sharpshooter Roberts going up to the top rope. Could it be that standing elbow drop? There it is. But wait. But no, Riot fights back with a crossface. Here we go. He's got that crossface locked on. Here we go. Let's see if Shooter is either going to tap, or is he going to pass out, or is he going to fight out of it? What's Shooter gonna do? Oh, reversing. Nice kick to the side of the face, and now here we go. Riot to the top rope. What's he gonna do? Oh, a hero's downfall. That's gotta be it too. We got a brand new Grand Warrior.